Welcome back to Grounded, where we swear we won't make dumb decisions, and I actually wrote out a narrative to this, unlike episode 4. Similar to the last video, however, there will be nuggets of lore sprinkled in, so I'll do my best to keep them entertaining, or I'll simply throw up a timestamp and you can skip them entirely. So let's start. At the arse crack of dawn, we race out of home to go and start our adventure towards the infamous hedge. Our journey is almost immediately off course, as we have to backpedal towards home and grab a milk molar under the soda can that we remember seeing way back. The next distraction on our journey was the annoying sound on our scabby telling us that there was some raw science nearby. Must be up on that lemon crime popper, right? Nope, we were wrong. Nothing up here. Total waste of time. You win this time, scabby. Whatever. Understandably upset and humiliated, we decided to vent our frustrations out on the nearby wildlife. This wasn't just some indiscriminate carnage, however, as we remembered that we needed bombardier beetle parts in order to make another jerky rack. Putting 2 and 2 together, we pretty much had no choice but to attack. I mean, our hands were tied, right? Right?
Peeping makes me feel a little creepy.
We don't want any part of that, nope. After our totally gallant escape from whatever the fuck grounded us back at that cave, we found more victims, beetles, ripe for the slaughter. Using a combination of our lightning-fast reflexes, peerless strength, and unquestionable ingenuity, we massacred those buttholes and robbed them of their organs. Just remember that we're the good guys here, and this was totally justified, alright? After chopping down an apple core laying about in this filthy yard, a message popped up stating that the red ants are annoyed at us. Not really sure what this means or why, but whatever, ants, come at us, bro. Moving right along, we saw a cassette tape in the corner and decided to investigate when immediate mistakes were made. After an inquisitive whack on the tape, we bounced our way up, over and around those nasty bugs and got the fuck out of Dodge. Hooray! The path leading up to the hedge branches. Familiar ground, baby. We've successfully made our way back to the disc that we were farming bug parts on last time and made the smart decision by pressing on further.
Today, Trudy asked, or rather insisted, I take a break from my work for a family day. I'll admit, the argument that preceded my reluctant agreement was one for the ages. She just doesn't understand how important the work is. But in the end, all was not lost. As fate would have it, our little trip to Stormin Beach's Wake Park has given me fresh inspiration. A particular attraction sported a zip line over an undulating pool filled with sun-baked tubers. Basking in the light of the cool sun that baked them like red raisins. But I digress. It was the zip line that captured my imagination. Such an elegant solution to my problems in the hedge. When we got home, it was straight back to work. After another argument, of course.
Setting Wandle's declining family situation aside, we parkoured our way up some branches and found ourselves ziplining into the entrance of the hedge lab. What mysteries and hardships could possibly be facing us here, we wondered.
Early test runs on the zipline system have produced mixed results. Prices on steel cable are ridiculous, so I've been forced to proceed with my original idea, spider thread. I'm using web samples from my unwanted guests with a few clever alterations, of course. Things were going well until Sarah threw yet another toy into the hedge. I swear that the lost city of Atlantis might be found beneath the roots of this blasted bush. I told them both. No baseballs, no flingman discs, no more throwing.
Fuck's sake, Sarah, you and your blasted toys.
I'll need to find a way to strengthen the zip lines, and I've forbidden the children from playing in the yard, temporarily, of course. Dinner will be, I would say, awkward, I suspect.
After Wimbledon stopped carrying on, we quickly found out the answer to our previous question.
Slowly, my torments come together into one ingenious solution. After trying countless materials, I finally found something to fix my zipline problem. While the bonding formulas were complex to say the least, I've successfully fused the web ropes with raw science. Once again, it proves to be the key. The new ropes are miraculously soft, but have the tensile strength of forged steel. I've dubbed my new creation Zippy Fiber. Just think of the practical applications.
Viagra?
Dental floss.
Oh.
Oh, only something without gums would suggest that. This is not some trifle to pick parsley between trips to the periodontist.
I will take your word for it, Dr. Tully.
Sounds like old Savage Trudy could have used some of that zippy fiber more often, huh, Wendell? Oh yeah, we found a mega milk molar. Yay! At some point along the line, we stupidly decided to let the intrusive thoughts in and tried to suss out some possible jumping platforms to cheese the hedge, but we were almost immediately donkey kicked by karma, so we gave up. I still blame Willow. Just like in the pod lab, we found the storeroom. Learning from our previous mistakes, we only tried to take the more necessary ingredients, but this time we had to test something out. For science, of course. Can we build a lean-to in the hedge lab? Nights suck, there's no bed around this time, and I want to see again. The short answer is no. The long answer is no, you cannot. With all the pieces of the password to Wiffle's computer, we were granted access to the superchip. Yeah, baby, a superchip. Ah, fuck, a cassette tape.
It is likely that this will be my last log from the hedge lab. Regrettably, the spider infestation is only worsened. Last night, I had a close encounter with a giant brood mother that shook me to my core. Couple that with the strange radio signals I've been receiving, and I no longer think this facility is safe.
Does hearing that dialing slightly piss anyone else off? Or is that just me?
Burgle here. Can I start you off with a double-charred barbarian bacon burger? It's made the Roby's way.
Fuck yeah, I do.
Burgle, initiate evacuation protocols for the hedge lab. Make sure any remaining biometric scanners and passcodes are encrypted in the mainframe.
Is that really necessary, sir?
Yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely necessary. We're being watched.
Now, I'm not going to dive into it too much, but at one point Willow and I may have pissed off some spiders we had no right pissing off. We thought we could have just shot them down easily from our vantage point, and we're sure we could have taken them down readily on foot, but, you know, we just didn't want to die or anything, and we would have had to run all the way back, and it would have just been like a whole thing, and then Next up, we decided the next logical step was to go exploring. The hedge lab was done, it was pitch black out, and climbing tree branches at a lethal height seemed like a great idea. Fuck gravity. Ha-ha! Our natural curiosity paid off as we found a secret cabin tucked away high up at the end of the hedge. Take that, haters! Once we bunny hopped our ass up the branches and entered the physics-defying cabin, we discovered that it held a fat stack of raw science for us, a new scabby colour scheme, and an important file of law and maths and shit we didn't really get around to reading. Apparently Willow did read it, however, as we gained the recipe for something called a broodmother BLT. You can bet your ass we are not making that anytime soon. Earlier during the uncalled for spider shenanigans, we spotted a green doorway on the natural floor of the hedge. Curiosity having led us so well so far, we decided to leap from the branch tops and float all the way down to the ground and see what it was all about. It turns out this doorway was an exit, and I couldn't be more thankful. Fuck spiders and fuck the hedge. We're legging it home now in an almost straight line to the base, and at breakneck speeds might I add, when we encountered some of the most horrendous shit we have ever seen. Mosquitoes. We hate mosquitoes. At first, there was only one, but that quickly changed. The first must have called in its friends, and no sooner than that happened, they ganged up on us, taunting us with their agility, so we knew we had to make a tactical retreat. We found our chance, and we ran for it. We just couldn't let it go. We couldn't suffer the burden from the second lot of utter humiliation today. Not to mention the indignity. So, just like last time, we needed to vent. And, just like last time, we knew our target. We hit them one-on-one. None of this grouping bullshit. This time, the playing field was equal. The time for action was now, and the time for revenge was upon us. Reckoning was at hand, and there was no one who could stop us. Tremble, puny weak! Feeling better, we stumbled across a third milk molar along the way home, but it was guarded by an 8-legged tight-ass. But we managed to nab it and peace out before anything bad could happen. Back to Brongle's place now, and just a heads up, lore incoming. Before we dive headlong into the excitement that is Borgle, we had some things to find out over at the ASL terminal. Mega milk molars seem to increase our stack sizes of various things, such as consumables, resources, and arrows, while regular milk molars are used to upgrade specific stats of our character, like maximum HP, stamina, mutations, and the like. We went with max resources and mutations this time.
Good morning! How can I help you today? I'm afraid Dr. Tully did not program me for dream analysis, but I will do my best. Was it perhaps about electric beef? I have always wanted to have that dream. Why don't you describe your dream for me? Aha! That confirms it! There are 2 spacers, just as Dr. Tully surmised. One in the yard and one at Ominent. He had a hunch that they continued his work on the spacer after he stopped working for them. It all computes. I do not believe these are just dreams. These are surely your memories. But perhaps they only return to you as dreams. So, Ominent shrunk you, and now you are here. I am pretty sure you are not an Ominent secret agent. I was JKing. That was a test. You passed. So if you are not an Ominent agent, why would they be shrinking children? Surely I have no idea. Yet another puzzle for us to solve. On the plus side, your memories must be slowly returning. If you have another dream, please come again. How can I be of assistance? How can I help you today? I knew I could count on you. Please hold while I update my files. Here we go. Processing. Processing. Woo! Better than ever. My diagnostic module is now restored. Analysis shows the spacer suffered a catastrophic failure in the embiggening cell. If only. Sadly, I can only explain its function. The embiggening cell stores and regulates interatomic energy transfer during the spacing expansion phase of the spacer. Put simply, it controls the rate of growth of the subject and prevents overexpansion, which can be quite messy. Yes. If the subject's rate of growth is not precisely regulated, overexpansion will cause bioorganic subjects, such as yourself, to pop like a gremlin in a microwave. Scientifically speaking, of course. There is both good news and bad news. Which would you like to have first? All natural flavoring is not, strictly speaking, natural. Now you know. The good news is that I have a spare cell here. The bad news, it is empty. As they say, when life gives you lemons, close your eyes and imagine it's a delicious lemon crime. But I can provide you with instructions. The cell must be filled with a special mixture, a cocktail if you will. Another breakthrough invention by Dr. Tully. Hold please while I push the recipe for the embiggening cocktail to your scabby. Processing. Processing. Error. Missing directory. The directory you attempted to copy does not exist. Boo-doo-doo. Boo-doo-doo. Cheese and fries. It appears the formula for the embiggening cocktail is not in my memory. It must be on one of the remaining super chips. We will need that recipe in order to fill the embiggening cell and send you home. I am sorry. It seems like the forces of nature are trying to keep you in this yard. but I believe you are here for a reason. Hold on to the empty cell for me, and when you feel ready, retrieve another super chip to see if we can piece this puzzle together. I will see you soon, Willow Branch. I hope.
After perusing the possible upgrades in the science shop, we decided we wanted the zip lines and ladders as they go hand in hand with one another. Unable to afford both though, we chose zip lines because, just like Savage Trudy, everyone needs a little zippy in their lives. Homebound finally! To the largely unseen lily pad base. I thought I recorded the move, but apparently I deleted it. I'll explain more next time. Winding down from the day, Willow and I mulled over what it would take to create some sick-ass zip lines and a cookery for the base. Knocking over one of the 2 items on the chore list, we finished up the cookery, and just on time for bed, I'd say. With that unpleasant, slightly eventful day behind us, we gazed at the sunset, excited for a new day tomorrow.